just want to highlight one of our partners right now, Chelsea Green. For the last 27 years, has been publishing as a leader on books and politics and practical information for sustainable living. They are a founding member of the Green Press Initiative and have been printing books on recycled paper since 1985, when their first list of books appeared. They lead the industry both in terms of content, with books about renewable energy, green building, organic agriculture, eco-cuisine, and ethical business, and in terms of environmental practice, printing 95% of their books on recycled paper. Now, Chelsea Green's approach is a terrific example of triple bottom line, one that benefits people, planet, and profit. This is the emerging new model for sustainable business in the 21st century, and we applaud Chelsea Green for leading that. Ceez is a recognized teen poet and spoken word artist, and only at Bioneers and Connecting for Change can you go from Satish Kumar to a spoken word poet. She won second place in the 2009 Knicks Poetry Slam and is a member of both the 2009 Urban Word Slam team and the 2010 Philadelphia team. Her show, Ma Heals, premiered in December of 2009. Ceez is a teaching artist for the Bronx Council of the Arts. She's been featured in articles in the Bronx Times, the Daily News, and the New York Times. And later this year, Ceez will launch her new organization, Wordplay, Hip Hop, and Poetry for Teens. Please welcome Ceez.
So what's going on? How's everybody doing today? This is my third year at the conference, and every year I love to see everybody and, you know, coming out, connecting for change. All right, so. My social studies teacher, Mr. Hamburg, complains about corrupt politicians and hasn't touched the ballot in 20 years. Tells us that throughout history, change has only been birthed by martyrs and militia, spilled blood and takeovers, radicals and revolutionaries. He says ballot boxes are like suggestion boxes. Not everything inside matters. Backtrack. After slave ships auctioned blocks Frederick Douglass and Dred Scott in 1870, for the first time, blacks were placed in a box they didn't despise. After Susan B. Anthony and 100 years of gender inequality, the silence that women were born with was severed like an umbilical cord with the conception of women's suffrage in 2008. 49.5% of registered voters decided they had better things to do. Democracy is a government for and by the people, but what many like Mr. Hamburg fail to understand is that that statement excludes you when your ballot is found empty. We are a vacant poll booth away from dictatorship. A glass jar of voices that needs to be shattered so that people young and old will see that the world will change if you let it, so I'm going to run for president. Right. Thank you. I find that things are too messed up around here. Here is my plea. If you elect me, I'll fold your troops back into the wombs of their mothers, reteach them what home feels like, sounds like a lullaby humming heart. Not a bomb shelter by a preschool. If you elect me, I'll grant I do to any two hearts holding hands. No more state barriers. I promise you the altar won't be your Mount Calvary anymore. If you elect me, I can't promise that the crime rate's gonna go down drastically. But I will promise you that the youth won't be held down long enough to commit crimes. We are in a state of emergency. Won't be your country's philosophy anymore. I won't hold press conferences telling you about your government's mistakes. I won't mistake you for fools. Cover up my indecencies with neatly folded phrases like casualty will make FEMA's for third worlds. FEMA will work here. Levees will work here. People will find work here. Cheap labor won't be categorized by race, and race won't categorize me, your future president. Because maybe then Mr. Hamburg might find a reason to vote again. And this glass jar of voices might slip off its pedestal and finally crack. Thank you. So, here at Connecting for Change, I was thinking really hard about what I should bring you guys, what I should do for you guys. I know that, it's very much environmental, the reason why we're here, but it's also about change. And I write because I want to show people, things that they might not catch in the news, things they might not catch on the TV show, things you might not hear about. And I heard about the situation, and I've been using poetry to teach about it ever since. It's the only way you can change things, if you teach people about things, right? Two immigrants were beaten here 3 nights ago. I am sorry for the blood I spilt on your sneaker. Had the nerve to hold each other and smile. My name is Jose. I'm 31 with skin that clutches time like a catcher's mitt. My hands, no nurture like a rocking chair. I am sorry for being my brother's keeper. See, we came to America with our mother's crucifix and the remains of ourselves in Mexico. They tell you America makes rubble beautiful. Mommy wanted us to be beautiful, powerful like Poppy cried. When the phone whispered the rubble of him silent, she never spoke his name again. But she said that his strength would be the only thing we wouldn't bury with him, so I packed it, along with $20 in our mother's crucifix, treaded to America on a foreign tongue, brother hanging from my side like a tumor. I am sorry for being my brother's keeper. See, me and my boys don't usually go queer hunting, but these boys were flimsy like their dialect. You should have heard them screaming, was all we heard upon arrival. We left the 2-room shack on Mommy told me to protect him. The wind had fists like our father. I just wanted to shield him from the blows pushed our boat that night. I played protector, told him everything would be all right because we were only a block away from home. It was so cold. The brother's attempt to stay warm turned fatal. Police are investigating the case as a hate crime. We knew it wouldn't be easy on our own. But we arrived safe and sounded like spick. Faggot, wet back, blood dripping down my spine, tingled at the thought of a new life where poverty was alien. They called us aliens, bashed my skull like the gay they thought we were, better off here. My boy picked the crowbar off the ground, hit that faggot so hard his jaw broke bone out. Beautiful, I'm sorry for the blood I spilled on your sneaker. Just had to protect my brother, held his jaw like a secret. Ramel knew that his feet couldn't be as still as ours, and that boy ran. Left his lover, made me so mad I cocked my foot back like an assault rifle and shot it into his stomach and his spine. My stomach, my spine, please, was lost in translation. I wish I knew what they were yelling at my brother. Mi hermano, espérate, your bats had made in Mexico, but didn't understand me either. You looked at your sneaker. My blood made you snicker. Suspects are described as black men between the ages of 19 and 25. 2 men are currently in custody. 1 is still on the loose. I was still. And finally, he stopped whining. Took the beating like the man he should have been for 2 days. I laid in the hospital bed like a flatline. Tried to tell the doctor my name was Jose, but he mistook my cratered face for a man named John Doe. Mommy always said history was a door best left shut. Now cracked and crowbar cracked open, this is me, Mexico's very own Emmett Till tomorrow. My brother will come, jaw broken but powerful. America couldn't do it, but oh mommy, God will make me beautiful. These men will win before our borders. Came to America and fell to our rubble immigrants, made to believe that they weren't beautiful, just broken like we haven't already mastered. If I could remaster the art of shambles, I'd rather see a dude hold a gun before another man's hand. Men have become so unaccustomed to another man's grasp that it's different. I mean scary, I mean different, and it's scary. This isn't just another instance of switch. This is proof that this type of stuff can happen to anyone who exists. When the officer comes to my door, I'll smile and say you're welcome. He'll be confused, say stuff like turn around, up against the wall. He's a faggot just like those other situations like this prove that anyone can be a victim. The doctor calls me Lovely Bones. Says he's never seen anyone with a skull brighter than mine. I want to tell him that it is a tomb. My skull is a tomb for the memory of you on the other side of the moon. In a 2-room shackle, a mother is still waiting on her son to come home. Thank you. And this last piece that I'm gonna do for you guys. I wrote this for Tony Hayward. Do you guys know who Tony Hayward is? BP ex-president. So this is for him. Nobody wants this over more than I do. I want my life back. Tony Hayward, BP president. Dear Tony, 11 of your workers will never get their lives back. They will be oil slicked, cocoon wrapped in coffin and thrown beneath the soil like strange fruit. Their families will eat dinner in silence. Their wives will hold phantom hands beneath the table. The children will learn how to pray. My neighbor says the scariest thing she's ever seen is a man with no morals. Says that our biggest demons are bone and past. You a man, call him plague, kill nature with natural resource. The first time I saw a dolphin, it laid next to 8 twin carcasses spurting oil from its blowhole. See natural disasters turn oceans into saltwater caskets. Still turtles line the shore like roses. This is what carelessness looks like. Sounds like Exxon Valdez. Sounds like it was a mistake, we'll fix it. Sounds like same thing, different time zone. I don't know what everybody's complaining about. The amount of oil is tiny compared to seawater. You fucking idiot. If the world is 70% water and 33% is cleaned and destroying 5% can kill a city, there is a coast close to endangerment. A fisherman that cannot feed his family. By the bay, 3 boys poke a black seagull. But where do we go when the bottom of the food chain falls? We didn't expect this to happen, but you did, just not to this extent. Poked a hole in the seafloor, now something really in the water. Imagine the day we have to fight for water. The Iraqi will make of us. How dare you say you don't know what we're complaining about? Turn blessing into bombshell, how toxic your rain is. 11 of your workers will never get their lives back. Their wives will cry on the shoulders of Polaroids. The children will speak fables of a father that will never come home. But you will go home to your $3 million home. Your $1 million wife, she will kiss you and feel nothing, stare and see nothing but a child with a detonator in his mouth and 11 oil slicks on his hands. Thank you. That's all I have for you guys today. I want to thank you for coming and seeing me and everybody else who presented. Please have a great day.